Alright, so here we are again. Putting practice. Starting right now, I'm going to do some 3-footers. Again, I'm trying to get that to roll back just to the 3-foot mark again. Because that's what I feel like if I go up this slope and come back, should end up right here at the 3-foot mark. I got my my rubber bands here on my putter to try to make just like in my last video, just to try to make the ball contact that much sweeter and pure every time. You get feedback from these rubber bands if you hit it off the center of the club face. I'll go for a quick putting practice video here. That's good there. But other than that, I'm really hoping to get into this groove where I can make these videos every day. I might practice a little bit in the early mornings at like 5 in the morning. I'm not sure how that's going to go over, especially talking quietly into the camera or into the microphone. But I might work on doing that, because right now I get short on time in the afternoons, before the kids get home and everything gets all crazy around here. It's difficult for me to come down here in peace. I'm not sure how many of you guys have kids, but while wonderful and wouldn't trade them for anything, they do interfere with the golf game a little bit. But that's okay. That's why we got to make a sacrifice here and there to get our practice done at weird hours. Another goal of mine for this year that I said last year, but is every time I only live about 10 minutes from my course, my home course here that I'm a member at. It's just a small town. It's an 18-hole course. It's not like a typical small town 9-hole course, but it's got 18 holes. The front 9 is way different than the back 9. It's almost like playing 2 different courses. But it's only 10 minutes from my house, which is great. And the idea is, what I want to do that I was planning on doing last year, but I didn't, is to, if I have a free hour, half hour, say after work, or even take the kids with me because they can run around on the practice green, is to go play some golf. Get practice on the real putting green. Take some good iron shots or wedge shots into a green here and there, because I have a cart at the course, and I can really, during the week it's not all that busy. I can take that cart and I can jump around to whatever hole I want. It's that type of course to where I literally just go out there, jump in my cart, and start in the middle of just basically anywhere I want, which is awesome. I wouldn't trade that for the world. Of course, this course doesn't even have watered fairways, which I know it's hard for a small town course to be able to afford to keep something like that going, especially with the drought that we've had in Iowa this year. The ponds here at my house are both like 3 foot low, and the ponds that they use for irrigation at the course are way worse, obviously, because they're pumping water out of it just to water the greens. I can't imagine. They'd have to drill 2 or 3 wells, I bet, to keep up with water and fairways. It's hard for a small course to even afford to drill a well just to water the greens. That's why they pump out of those ponds. It's like, what do you do when that water's out, or when you can't pump anymore? We actually did some fishing at those ponds. Of course, less water, easier to catch fish. There's not as many places for them to be. But Just trying to be smooth here. That was a good roll. I can't wait to get back out on the course. It's kind of a tease today. It's about almost 60 degrees in southeast Iowa today, which is December 8th. It's kind of a strange thing for winter. Of course, the golf course is closed, which is fine. I could just go hop the fence and go play a few holes. I don't want to hurt the turf at all, though. But anyways, back to the course being not watered fairways. You know, you're always playing off of super hard ground usually, because it's always dry in the summers anymore, it seems like. So, you know, going to a nice course somewhere down south is a really strange experience for someone like me or anybody in my area to go do that. It's like playing in a different world. I'm sitting here slamming my golf clubs into rock, like super hard ground. Can't take divots. You can take a divot only when you're, 20 yards out from the green max, where the water seeps out enough from watering the greens to actually soften up a little bit. It's kind of a strange. It's different. You get used to playing off that hard ground. Every time I go to a nice course, it's like you got to learn how to play golf all over again. But eventually here I want to get into hitting some iron shots on camera, kind of using it as something that I can look back on and track progress or test or check, see how my swing looks, maybe have you guys make fun of me about it or whatever little tendencies I might have that I'd like to change. But that would be good. And I'll do that eventually, but I'll probably do some videos too where I'm changing golf grips and things like that. I should have taped when I extended this putter. I don't need to talk about it now because it's kind of pointless since I didn't film it, but it's all good. It's so much better though. I added almost a good 2 inches onto this thing, 1 3/4 inches. Now it was, right at 1 3/4 inches. And that, could you imagine, I'm already pretty tall, I'm like 6'2". Imagine me, this is the putting stance now. I'll stand right in front of the camera, how about that? This is the putting stance now. Imagine 2 inches lower. I'll stand sideways. From here now to what it was. Here, what it was. Imagine me, kind of felt like all the time I was sitting like this, bending my back like a grandma with it, going shopping with a grocery cart. But now I feel like with that longer putter I can stand a little more upright. The lie angle of the putter isn't as hard to manipulate. It's better just as is. Doesn't need to be bent or anything. Gonna keep going here. Try to get 100 putts. I have no idea how I'm gonna count that. I think I should just go off of time probably, but I'm not gonna bore you for a solid 30 minutes. But that's how long we're gonna do this for. I'm gonna keep going and always end on a good one, kind of like that. Roll back. That's how I'll end my training sessions. Always on a good putt, because I don't know what it is. I can't be the only one that does that. I can be the only one that ends on something good. Because if I would shank one off the side like that, off the rubber band, I mean, you can't just stop your training session right there. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know how you could ever do that. I guess it's probably, I noticed that on this 3 foot length, I've been kind of pounding those a lot harder than, they'll go way past. But I'm not 100% sure if that's a good thing or not, to have the tendency to slam these shorter putts home, even on the course. Like, my mind always tells me you should hit them with confidence. In other words, don't pussyfoot it into the hole. Be firm and confident with your stroke on these 3 foot putts anyways, or even shorter. Sometimes that can bite you if you're just having a bad day and you pound one of these thinking that it's going to be your confidence is going to force it into the hole, but that doesn't always seem to work. But I think if I keep moving, I'm going to finish up this practice, or finish up this video real quick with a good one from 7 foot. And I'm going to stand here and hit 7 foot putts until I hit a decent one. I'll take it. Easy.